in Australia.
Yeah.
And in South Australia, New South Wales, the general attitude and feeling towards Aboriginal people was much like abos, quite a common one. Abos, the abos sort of thing,
Yeah.
And people always consider them to be like young people or jobless and so forth, And
Change your
I just remember, they didn't give them any credit for any, I didn't think they'd have any education or make anything of themselves. The people that I came across, musically talented, so they could play the guitar and they could sing better than I can. I can't sing.
Yeah.
And so I saw that. And the other thing as well too is I see someone who was like in the community that he was living in. He was doing a paid job of putting a water filtration system for his people in a community close by to where he lived. And so that was his paid position. But, the general attitude of the people was like, they see them getting drunk on the street sort of thing, like, having a ball and so forth. What I tell you is that it's in that time, this is in Australia, by the way.
Yeah.
In other countries. That many hotels, many pubs would not allow Aboriginal people into the pubs. So they have a right to drink like everyone else. I don't drink myself, but they have a right to drink and socialise like everyone else. Now, if they're not allowed inside the pub to have their drink, where are they going to have their drink? They can't do it at home with the kids in case they get too drunk, and they're not allowed to go to the pub, so they're going to go to a park or they'll go to some quiet spot in a street or something like that. So people see that and they go, oh, drunk abos, oh, he's drunk sort of thing. But they're just doing the same thing that everybody else does. And in Murray Bridge, on the grass of the golf course there, just one more, on the grass of the golf course there, they had a sign there saying, no Aborigines allowed.
Wow.
That is extreme. Yeah, and that was the first quarter of
90s.
when I saw that was March, April of 1992. March, April 1992. I don't know if that sign is there or not there.
No, I don't think it will be here now.
That's 28 years ago. But just an example of how recent the racism I saw was towards Aboriginal people. That's all.
Yeah, okay. Lisa, let me just give this background about Jeff 1 minute. Lisa is like, Lisa have traveled to Africa, guys. Africa. Okay, Lisa, let's say, don't forget about it. Do you think Africans are racist in Africa, in Nigeria, Ghana? Do you think they are racist there? Or do you?
Has been to Nigeria?
I've been
to Nigeria.
I've been to Ghana twice. I've been to Nigeria twice. And not once did I experience the kind of treatment that Africans, Aborigines, and other nationalities receive in Africa that people from those nations receive here. Not once. I mean, sure there were people trying to get money out of me because, like, they could see that I come from abroad, so they're like, this guy must have some money, so I'll try to get a bit of money from him. But you get that in any country, anywhere in the world, I mean, but I don't. For the life of me, I did not experience not once the kind of racism that people from Africa, Asia, any other country experience here in Australia. And I noticed a difference. It's very obvious. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ambassador Jeff, you yourself, you have been working with youth. What do you think about what Lisa was saying about this racist? Do you think what they do to Aboriginal also affect us. You know, we are blacks, and most Aboriginals they are blacks. You know.
I quite agree with Mr. Lisa, because you see, as a black man in Africa, they still see the white people as the first class.
Yeah, well, we're not first class.
Whether it's the first class or not, we respect the white people.
Yeah.
If between me and you, if we submit an application to get a job from American Embassy or Australian Embassy, we both have the same qualifications.
This I won't believe that's true. You know,
in Nigeria or in another country,
even in Nigeria,
they would prefer to employ you first.
Yeah, I remember going to.
So, because we have that sincerity in respecting the white people, we believe in genius. That is why you see sometimes South Africans with secondary school certificate are being called expatriates in Nigeria.
Yeah.
They're not qualified to do the job, but because of the skin, they give you the job. They believe you can do it more better than the one who have a certificate.
And that mentality,
right here in Australia, it's a completely different ball game.
Yeah, of course.
And in 1997, I was working in a company, I don't want to mention the name, now in New South Wales. I was on leave. When I came back, I met this gentleman. We've been bossed around in the factory. And he was black. And I look at him and said, but he's a little bit fair, more than I do. He said, that day was going to be his last day. That he was working with the Filipinos and the Vietnams. They didn't like him. They said he was too slow, he was too that, they give me so many fleeting excuses. They were going to kick him out. And my boss called me and said, hey, Jeffrey, can you work with this gentleman and see if there's any way we can keep him? And I said, yeah, I can see if there's any weakness and see if we can help him. So I called the guy to come and work with me. And I said, I didn't see anything wrong with him. This gentleman is from Newcastle. And he happened to lose his job because as a bricklayer, he was looking for extra cash. So he came to the factory to work. I mean, someone that is eager to work, he got the energy. He worked with me, I teach him what to do, and he do everything perfect. Then when I went back on holiday, at the time I came back, he was sacked. And I asked him, where is this gentleman? They said he's gone. He's too lazy. He's still there. I said to the manager, I said, no, the guy wasn't lazy. He's already be rejected because of the color of skin. And then I said, look at how many black in this place we are working. It's only me and my junior brother that I brought in. I got this job because the head office from Melbourne wrote a letter to you guys to give me the job because I've worked for the same company in New Zealand. Otherwise, I would be able to go into the company. And I was transferred here into Melbourne. I have to resign for the same company because of discrimination. So when you are with these people, you have to choose, especially when the All Blacks and the Wallabies are playing. So if you are here in Australia and you're supporting the All Black and you're in a company, you might equally lose your job. I went on an interview, and after the completion of the interview, I passed the interview. And the manager asked me, what is the team I support as a rugby fan? I said I support the All Blacks. I did not get the job.
You know what? If the company,
discrimination.
If the company was owned by a Kiwi, they probably would have given you a promotion.
Yeah.
So, he said, are you a Kiwi? I said yes. Have you lived in New Zealand before? I said yes. So why do I have to take New Zealand before? I said I like the kind of game they play. I never realized. It's only when I was leaving, I thought I was coming to start work a week later, that the assistant said to me, I just lost the job. I said, why? He said, because you supported the wrong team. It was. I was.
It's not good. It's not good. I know. That's just bad.
That's very bad. Like, oh my God.
You know.
Oh no.
It's what it is.
You know, Lisa. What we are
Which
saying.
state was that in? Which state was that in?
Here in Melbourne.
Seriously?
What is it called? What is it called? This area. After Blackburn.
After Blackburn. Mitcham.
Blackburn, yeah.
Mitcham.
Nah, I forgot the name now.
Ringwood.
Bayside.
Bayside. Oh yeah, that's on the Lilydale line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lilydale
line, somewhere in there. On top of, closer to the mountain.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Lisa, you know.
I didn't think anyone cared about rugby in Victoria.
Somebody was going to use the iron here in Heidelberg, where I was working before I resigned the job. They were just going to use the iron to come and hit me because I supported the wrong team as well. Everybody expected me to support their team. And when they lost, he was just racing through the factory with an iron bar. I didn't even know why he was running towards me. And I thought it was joking. Everybody was telling me to run. And I said, run. Why should I run?
Where was this?
Right here in Heidelberg. I don't want to mention the name of the company. So at the time he gets to me, he see that I wasn't frightened. He get to me and he stopped. Because I wasn't frightened. I didn't even know the reason why he was racing towards me. I didn't realize they lost because I predicted the game and they lost.
You know, let's come back to this again. You know,
so that's what I call it. Racism is plural. It affects nearly everybody.
Everything is there. Everything, even your mental.
Even in a family, you can dislike someone. That is a racism discrimination. So it happens everywhere. Not only in white man country.
You know, I have 6 brothers and 2 sisters, and as much as we all come from the same mother and father, we all have very different attitudes.
And different views, yes.
That is the view and aspiration of everyone. You know, but you can't satisfy everybody. But that doesn't make you a racist. The fact that you cannot satisfy them, people get angry with you. That I don't classify those as racists. I just classify probably as a hatred. You hate me because you can't get whatever you want from me. That is not racism. Because one way or the other, it's gonna come back to you. You see?
Yeah, because I'm the only one that married a Nigerian woman. So I'm the only one in my family that married a Nigerian woman. So that's where I see the difference in attitudes from my different family members. That's all.
Okay. Now, it's happened everywhere. It happened everywhere. If you go to somewhere like Singapore, you're going to come across, you rather give, the people will tell you, rather give a spaghetti to Singapore and they will accept it, or noodles, than accepting you as a black person.
In 2002, was it in 2002? You know, I tell you, some of these people, let me just be this way, some of these people, they started well, but later they started misbehaving. In 2002, I was in Singapore. I was going from Orchard Road, a place they call Orchard Road. I was going from Lavender to Orchard Road. Huh?
I know Orchard Road.
Yes, Orchard Road is where you get a lot of foreigners, people from different places. So I'm just going down Orchard Road that afternoon.
It's a shopping center environment. So
yes, very beautiful. Then I climbed, I took a train, and the young lady is sitting behind me. She just closed her nose that way. She hold her nose. Man, I was like, I look at myself, I'll just keep quiet. I thought maybe she have like sneeze or something like that, you know. Then the next one came, somebody get up, immediately the person moved her, then she shift that way. The next person came to me the same way, they did the same thing, you know. Then I had a gentleman, I just had a gentleman, maybe India.
They just call you orangutan.
I don't know. So the man was telling me, I was like, when I look at the young,
you don't understand the language.
I look at the young lady. I look at her. I say, "What is wrong with you?" She said, "No, I shouldn't talk to her." I was like, "Oh my God!" That was my first time to experience such a thing in Asian country. Anyway,
it happens to me in New Zealand. I catch a bus
So why are they covering their nose?
I don't know. They reckon I smell. They reckon that I smell. An African man, I smell because I'm black skin. Wait.
So
when she get down
in New Zealand, I think it was my second week. I just arrived in New Zealand back in 2001, and I was inside the box, and I had two girls behind me. These people, from the time I entered the bus to the time we're gonna drop, they abused me throughout the whole journey, and they didn't realize that everything they were talking, I can hear everything. At the time we dropped at the bus stop, they were also dropping, and I heard one of them. Then I started questioning them that everything they have been saying, we have a camera in the bus, they can replay it, that I'm going to call the cops. And they said, no. The other one said, please, we don't have paper. If you call the cops, they're going to get deported. And I said, you didn't realize that when you were abusing me. Now you are scared you're going to get deported. I said, the better you get deported because this place does not belong to you. You cannot jump in the bus and call me black this, black that, black monkey. You call me monyet. Monyet is monkey, you know?
Oh, God. You know,
that means the black man is smelling.
Oh, God.
So they didn't realize that everything they were talking, I can hear it all. You know? And they're saying they were excited and laughing and smiling, you know, as if they were reading a book.
It's unfortunately, I haven't been discriminated by Caucasian before. I have so many Caucasian. That's why sometimes it's hard for me to judge. It's hard for me to find out if white person is racist or not. I haven't faced that before.
I've seen. I was once married to a Maori lady, and it happens that some of the sisters or some member of the family, all of them will never accept you. You understand? They saw it as their sister is lost or their brother is lost. Why? What did he find in this black man? Why is he going with the black man? Or why is the black woman going with the white person? So vice versa, they're going to think maybe he's going to collect your money, he's going to do this to you. So many things were going on that to the point that I didn't realize that my ex have used their internet banking to transfer money from their trust fund and spend it. So then I bought a brand new car.
Oh, man.
So they thought it was the money I spent in buying the car. So they invited me to come to their house with my ex. At the time we arrived, one of them was saying, hit him. The other one was saying, wait first, let's question him. And I was
oh, God.
I was like, the other one was saying, just destroy the car. And I
thought,
so their father is a retired Navy. The man is a very, very nice man. He said, no, don't do anything to the car. You have to ask him question first. You know, and then ask them, what is the problem? Why you want to do something to my car? Is this the reason why you guys have invited me here to destroy my car because you had to buy a new car? You know, then the man said, no, this is what has happened. And I said to them, the better they deal with their sister and find out what she do with the money. And this is my first time I'm hearing about the money. I never heard anything about it. So if there's anything missing from your account, it's completely different. I am the one giving money to her. So you better find out. Then if you put your anger on my car, you're just going to end up going to jail and you still fix the car. That is property damage. And they were all shocked. You know, they never expected that.
So guys, if you are watching us, if you want, you can bring in your question now. We can answer your question if you bring in some, okay? Keep going.
So as a situation of this nature, we are always going to be at the receiving end, irrespective of how qualified, how vast you are. A black man will always remain a black man. And is one of the reasons is our African continent, all the presidency, from the little councillor to the end of the governing bodies are corrupt. They don't care about your citizens. Let's take this, for example. If anything happened to Australia in Nigeria, Australian government will respond. But if anything happened to a Nigerian in this country, Nigerian government will not respond. They will not even count you as a citizen existing. You should see the diplomatic process. And secondly, Australians mine everything from Africa. How do you find an African government that is investing in Australia? From housing to every other infrastructure. So you see the trade is not balanced. So if anything happened to you here, you are on your own. If the embassy will not even come to your rescue, if somebody just say you are a criminal, the embassy is not coming to investigate whether it's true or whether they are wrong or right. So that's one of the issues we are all facing. So that's where the racism is very, very difficult to tackle. If every national is respecting their citizens, fighting for their citizens, there would be a little bit of element of at least people would desist from it. But because of the big difference in the government between the developed and the developing is very, very, very hilarious.
Okay, Cythia.
We all treated.
Yeah, okay, Cythia, you also come across people there. Do you think that the whites are discriminating? Are you guys segregated there? You come across white people, are they mingle with the black there? Come on.
Not really. White people always practice racism here. They like to do their own things. Even in a school like this, you see a school where it's particular for white people, and you take your child, a black person, and go and register the person there. The way that they will be discriminating that child, there's the one that was flying on the news one time. When the kids, they are white, they are eating together, they are all eating together. So there is two of the kids among those kids, they are black. They just separate them from those white people and give them their own chair to go and eat, while the rest of the whites were eating together. You can see, imagine practicing the racism even on a kid. So it was something. Even the whites, they like to stay alone. They like to go and live far from the black, the suburb. They don't want to at all mingle with the white people, even in the office. So I think it's something that is imbued within white people, and couple that.
It's not. Lisa is here. It's not. It's not imbued. I think it's having it. It's something they learn.
Couple with even a black person can't even know that this is my fellow black.
It's a tradition.
Yeah,
it's not just only about the white. It's not just
imbued. This is different.
It's not only just about the white people.
That's good.
Let me put this in a nutshell. It's not about the white people alone. If you are a guy, you're going with the white.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Couple with a black person. You see that time they're having a xenophobia. He's black on black.
In Nigeria is going out with a black South African girl, and you walk with her in the street. If you're not careful, they could murder you. They're not happy with it. The Kenyans are not happy because they believe the Nigerians are taking the black girls, taking their beautiful girls away. The girls will tell you, sorry, we like the Nigerian girls because they treat us very good. Whereas the black South African will punch the head of them. And they use them as a training tools. So as a result of that, the Zimbabwe, Angola, Kenya, South African, they discriminate a lot when it comes to going out with their girls. Yeah. Apart from Zambia, Malawi, Zaire, and Tanzania, that is a little bit moderate. I've been around in those countries. I know them very well. Swaziland is very, very difficult place as well. At 5 o'clock, that is when you are in Mazini, you don't see anybody. By 5 o'clock, the city is empty, and you could murder you in the street. So the life is very fragile in most circumstances where you see it. So that is when I see that when I first arrived here in Australia, I see the way they talk about the indigenous people. I felt disappointed that a black man in his own line is discriminated against without providing the social amenities for them to excel, and they be relegated to the backyard. And if you look at it, 50% of the income in Australia is from the Northern Territory.
Really?
Yes. 50%.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know. I thought Victoria generated a lot. Because Victoria is like industrial age, eh?
Victoria has a head office.
You see, the Northern Territory is very huge. Towards pets, to all those areas, those where the income come from. We have a lot of things here. Over here, there's too many laws. They fight against destruction of the land here. But over there, you see what one of the big companies destroyed the Aboriginals' heritage the other day because they are looking for.
Okay.
They don't care. You see, where you find a red sand, there's always good things underneath.
Yeah, I know that. I know that, from our own area. Yeah, there's money, yes.
So, Lisa knows what I'm talking about. He can answer that question. I know 50% of what is being spent around here is come from the Northern Territory.
Is that, Lisa, what do you think? Is that reality or what? You know about that? No. Can you hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you.
Oh, I think it's goggling it. It's goggling it. Okay, why is doing that?
Let's want to check it out.
He's not checking it out. So he's goggling it. So, anyway, but Jeff, like you're saying now, let's go to first time when I was in Asia, I was in Vietnam. Is that? I went to Malaysia first in 2000, right? Is it 2000 or 2000 on 1990 or something like that?
I got it.
It was a nice area.
I never visited the place. Visa expired.
Malaysia was a nice area. Like I went to Kuala Lumpur. I first went to Johor because just right from Singapore, you just cross over. You cross over to Johor Bahru. So we did sometimes. Johor is like Singapore actually. Then we sometimes you have to go to Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, I went to Kuala Lumpur, and I found Malaysian people very friendly. That's before a lot of people start coming in to do. No, Malay is very friendly.
People in Malaysia are the black Indians, and they will call
you black men,
and they are darker than you.
So you find that why am I saying this? They are also being racist against. Black Indians are being brought in here from India by the British colonies. To do the slave work for them. Then when they are leaving, they gave them citizens of Malaysia. See what happened now? They are always being held down there. So when they saw you, you become another threat to them because you came to take the job they do. So you understand? Just like Black Americans. Sometimes Black Americans, when they see the Black African itself, they actually fight you. They are the more racist one to you than the white.
Yes.
The Black Americans.
Even
so what happened is that when I get to Malaysia, they were so friendly. I went to Kuala Lumpur. I spent my time in Kuala Lumpur. But later, when people start coming, a lot of stuff goes in. Our boys, some of our people, African people there, they start messing up. Some get into criminal arts. That makes the government to start offering the law, start bringing things against them. Then before you know it, the people begin to resist against them. Now, that one I talked about hatred. The hatred himself comes to help the Chinese Malay. The ones that are more racist are the Chinese Malay. Because they have Chinese Malay too. So before then, before you know it, then the whole thing just hook up. Both hatred and racism hook up. The Africans there and the Black Indians there, they are in trouble. Even Malay, there's a time Malay, they refuse to give the Black Indians their passport, their Malaysian passport. They still hold them as a slave. They hold them for some time. Yes. If you go to Singapore, they have Indians. Some of them run to Singapore. Some of them that live close to Johor, they run to Singapore. Which today they benefit from Singaporean passport. But, we still find out that, those countries, when you talk about all these countries, I think China is the most racist one among them. When I went to Vietnam, we are actually the first blacks that came to Vietnam. Vietnam on the street, when they saw you, like you say, on Indonesia, when they saw you on the street, they will call their people, they will run to you.
Yeah.
Thinking that you are Black American.
First arrived in Indonesia.